Yeah.
Big one, yes. November, we're here with Avenged Sevenfold.
How did that come about?
How did that come about?
I believe that was between management. However, we are fans of Avenged Sevenfold, and we know those guys, so we've been trying to do this with them forever, and now we finally get to. So we're very excited.
Well, I think that we share the same sort of fan base. You know, people
Yeah.
that like them, like us, and vice versa. So it's a package that we always thought would make good sense, and now it's actually happening. So. Oh, I don't know yet. I mean, what is this? Is this it?
Yeah, just hold
gonna
it
make a
out,
hell of
please.
a
Yeah.
segment. Maybe we could be in 3D and the magazine comes at you.
Yeah.
Oh, just
You did it, man.
fantastic.
You're in there. You're in that magazine.
But
Well, I've been a Gibson player for a long time. Look, I have the tattoo right there on my hand. What's that? What do you say? And you know, Gibson are very, you know, they're known as being very selective when it comes to choosing artists to make guitars for. And you know, you see them like for, you know, Jimmy Page, Slash, Zakk Wylde.
Gods.
So right, yeah. So to have like a, you know, a little punk like myself join the ranks is it's a very special honor. And what can I say? I'm a lucky guy, and they agreed to do it exactly the way I wanted to do it. So it's the M4 Sherman.
Can I get one of those? Can you get me one at cost?
Get out your checkbook.
How many are there?
We did a limited run to 400.
Yeah.
It comes with a custom green army green case, and it has a certificate of authenticity and free guitar picks and all this other stuff that comes with it. It's really cool. This one, 400 pieces. That's it, and then that's the end of that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I really like
Yeah,
that. I
it's
like
a-
that.
It has turned out to be one of the favorite tracks off the record, because we're watching on iTunes, people have a choice to buy the songs individually, and so we're watching which ones end up being more popular and are selling more individually, you know, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
Then it worked.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It worked. I mean, because the whole thing is that, you know, I think that the music, the lyrics and the music for any song, it's supposed to transfer an emotion to the listener, and the more the better it does that, then the more likely we are to capture people, their hearts. Well, that's getting deep. He's my brother.
Okay.
No.
But when did you actually meet?
When did we meet? Almost 20 years ago?
Mid-90s?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the mid-90s?
Yeah, years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not literally my brother, but out of everybody in the band, we're
mistaken for brothers
mistaken for
quite a
brothers,
bit. Yeah.
that's right.
Are you?
Especially whenever I used to have longer hair, they always got us mixed up. I would be walking, Jason, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm not Jason.
That's so funny.
That always happened.
Oh,
I'm going to describe him.
one word.
Nuts. I go, make it good.
No pressure.
You know what he would like for me to say? Lord. So I'll say Lord.
Oh,
Is
boy.
that good? Does
I'll
that work
take-
for you?
I'll take it.
Okay, there we did it.
Oh, good.
Jason's a Lord. Jason's my friend.
That's right. We're besties.
So is that true with the other members of the band as well? Because that would explain
Ivan
the
and
incredible
Zoe are pretty
power.
tight.
It's just there's a magic that happens when we all get together in a studio. You can't explain it, but certain bands fit well together. We're one of those bands, and
It really is, in my opinion, a very magical team. Even though there is a lot of, there can be a lot of tension and frustration
Yeah.
when we're working together. But it's only because we're very passionate about the outcome.
yeah.
And if you care about the outcome of something, you're really monitoring it and you're fighting for it, you know. And everybody has a different interpretation of what great is, and we're always trying to align with each other on what is great. And sometimes it's, you know, we got to beat each other up a little bit to get on that.
We're
line.
pretty critical, you know. I mean, we've to get past all of us and to make it on a record. It's a hell of a task, but once it does, the end result usually stands up and holds up to be quality, in our opinion. We found that people kind of like it. If it goes through our blender and our filter, the end result, people usually have liked it so far. At least that's how it's been so far. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the first time we probably rehearsed, I noticed.
Oh yeah, like what? Like you're talking like drum dudes?
Yeah, like the first time that you rehearsed with the band.
That was a scary moment, but also a very exciting moment. Sure.
What happened?
Well, I mean, I had been doing rehearsals with Jeremy about a week prior, just to sort of get up to fighting speed. But then there was that moment of truth where we were all together for the first time running the songs as a band.
And?
Yeah, and Ivan was late.
Big surprise.
No, it was good. It was good. You know, I mean, I was there to impress them and let them know that they, that the choice was the right one, and you know, I always want to be great. No matter what I'm doing, I want to be awesome. So.
You'll get there someday, buddy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. You keep working.
Musical utopia. Well, I mean, I think that sometimes when we're on stage, you know, you kind of like you're having one of those magical nights where the crowd is quite obviously having a great time and very supportive. Because believe me, there are nights where it's questionable.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with this crowd? I mean, they're just kind of like, you know. So there are moments on stage where we're having a magical night, and I just know that when we get off stage, we're all going to go, wow, that was a fucking great one. You know, sometimes those are nice moments.
Definitely. That's one, I agree, for sure. We have had wacky.
Yeah, opening for Kiss was certainly sort of a surprise. We were all very excited to be opening for Kiss. I mean, it was a huge, legendary, iconic rock band, and there are 35,000 people show up in Berlin, and we're the opener, and we're like, wow, this is a huge moment. Obviously, we're Kiss fans, so there's an extra bonus there for us. But we step on stage, and the Kiss fans are going.
They're just waiting for Kiss.
They go, and they're going, what is this? And so we're kind of like,
Yeah, that's okay. But we got to watch Kiss after on the side of the stage, so that was cool.
Yeah, but then what happened to the audience?
They did that for the whole show.
We had pockets of people that were there to see us, or that were fans of us and Kiss, but they were scattered throughout the crowd. But I think the pleasure of that was just to be able to watch the Kiss machine from behind the curtains. It's kind of like just to watch how they run their operation, and certainly getting to talk to Gene and Paul every day, and that was kind of an interesting thing for us.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It was a dream come true because I always have loved Kiss my whole life. They were like the first band I ever liked, so I always wanted to do shows with Kiss. So I got to. I just felt really like
Trumped.
No, I felt like a happy kid,
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, they used a lot of these concussion mortars. It's just an incredibly loud bang.
Oh, yeah.
Bang! Bang!
All the time.
And, our dressing room on a few of the shows was like right next to the backstage area where they're letting off these concussions. And so that was certainly I won't miss that part.
Yeah, it got your attention. It really got Ivan, too. It always make Ivan jump because Jason and I know the Kiss show inside out. We've been to many shows, but Ivan's never seen Kiss, so we would know when bombs were getting ready to go off and stuff, and we'd watch him just get jolted, man. It was funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Like the siege at Quezon.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
Probably whenever Remember Everything was done, that's what I thought was like
Interesting.
off the last album. I thought that was probably the moment. If we had to call it beautiful, that's what I would call it. But that song really moved me. I really just had a great feeling when I heard it.
Yeah. And there was a few nights on tour where we played it where it obviously was a beautiful moment.
Mm.
It's all situational, but sometimes it's just flowing really good, and you just try to stay out of the way and let it happen. If you try to if you overthink it, then that's when it becomes not fun and it sounds calculated and forced.
Mm-hmm.
So
If you think, you stink.
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. It just happens. There's snapshots in time of where you are musically. That's basically what it is. I mean, we've grown. Every year we're together. It's another year longer that we've been together on stage, writing, getting to know each other as people. So it's gonna sound different. That's just kind of how it goes. We don't want to do the exact same thing. It's boring. Yeah, I mean, obviously we kind of do what we do, but there's always going to be new little things that come up that are introduced to the sound, and I'm excited to see where it goes. You know, I mean, we'll see where we go. We just got out of the studio making 2 albums, so
It's astonishing.
yeah, 8 or 9 months of that. So right now we're switching over to tour mode. So yeah,
Well, you're in the studio for 8 or 9 months. Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
it's a hell of a time to be in the studio. Yeah, it's a long
That is,
time.
yeah.
It is. But I will go on record as saying that we're planning on continue to write songs even
Oh,
this
yeah.
headline tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that, we're basically in the business of selling songs. Our product is songs. So we have to keep practicing that craft, I think. The creative muscle needs to be worked out and can't go limp.
Well, there were a lot of unknowns back then because when we first started, we obviously didn't even have a record deal or any of that stuff. We made the record by ourselves before we were signed, and caught the attention of management and the label, got the deal, got put on tour, started having some success at radio, and then ever since it's just kind of been building and building. And now I guess you can't really say that there's a guarantee of tomorrow because there's really not, but there are certain things within the business that are flowing now. I mean, there's tours booked a year in advance, stuff like that. So it's different in that regard because when we first started, we had no idea how long we'd be around, if we even were going to get a record deal, any of that stuff.
Can you remember making that record?
I remember. I really liked it. It was fun.
Clown something on it.
Clown Studios or something. Yeah, our friend had a studio, and he let us go in there on a nice discounted rate, and we recorded the record there. So we'd all been in other bands
Yeah.
forever, before Five Finger Death Punch. So, and we recorded in studios and stuff like that. So this was kind of more the same, although we were really excited about the material because it was new, and it's the start. It's the new period. It was fun. It still is fun, but I mean that was just new then. You know what I mean? We just kind of do what we do. It's all in the moment. There's no plan.
Yeah.
We do what we feel. We make records that we want to listen to, and what comes out comes out. That's exciting. That's what makes it exciting. We designed the stage show once the record's done for the live.
Did you design the stage show for your coming tour?
Well,
Or will you be?
Zoltan, the guitar player, he certainly has a big hand in set design with our lighting director Brandon. But yeah, I think it's a cool stage setup. We always try to top ourselves every time, and it's a lot of fun to see where it goes.
And what type of things can we look forward to for your next tour?
The headlining tour that's coming up? Well, I think that we're forcing ourselves to learn a bunch new material.
Yeah.
And we've sort of had the same core set for a long time. And I think that we're going to try to include some new material. We're going to learn 3 or 4 new songs, and we're going to try to change the setup as much as we possibly can, just so it's so fresh, because we've been doing, like I said, the same core set for a while.
As far as stage show stuff, we won't give any of that away. We'll keep that a secret. So be surprised when you come check it out.
Don't have any motorbikes on stage. I do like motorbikes.
I love motorbikes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like Rob Halford.
Yeah.
Do you wear a helmet when you're riding the motorbike?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I rotate them, as it were.
You don't?
I do. Not all in one trip, but, I have a selection. I can open the garage up and...
What have you got then?
Well, I could go down the list. I don't know. I don't think 4 is that many. I have 2 dirt bikes and 2 street bikes.
You have that new Harley.
I have that new Harley.
What is that new Harley?
It's a night train, and I had it rebuilt by a wonderful guy in Vegas named Chris Torrey. And it's all custom, costs a fortune, and I just hope I don't crash it. That's all I can tell you.
It's really cool though. It's a cool bike.
If Harley-Davidson happens to see this too, we're looking for a professional relationship, if you know what I mean. Well, it's just a shiny new toy.
What CC is it?
Well, I think 1450 maybe.
Okay. And do they? Is it a touring one or is it like a?
It's a touring one. It's
Oh.
They call it a bagger.
So it's one of those like sit-up ones that like
Yeah,
really chilled.
loud and low. I find that there is a peace and a freedom that comes from just getting on a bike. I mean, you're in your own thoughts. You can't turn on the radio, or at least on my bike you can't, and you can't be on your cell phone, and you know what I mean. You're just kind of like, it's very open and free. You're on this like little magic carpet thing, and as they say, four wheels moves your body and 2 wheels moves your soul.
Do they say that?
They do.
Oh.
That's how you play the guitar.
Wow.
It is wow.
With 2 wheels.
With your soul.
Right.
Moves the soul.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try to anyway.
You do. That's incredible. 'Cause you
Well,
must go
honestly,
places, yeah?
in and around Las Vegas, I mean, if we're being honest, there's a couple really nice kind of day trips. There's one called the Red Rock Pass, I think, where it just takes you outside the city, and it's all mountains. And the Red Rock in Vegas is actually a mountainous structure that is red. So that's really beautiful out there.
It's big, presumably. Really.
It's
it's
massive. People go hiking there and all kinds of stuff, but it's like this big, gigantic mountain face that's like clay red.
When you go to it, is it like desolate or
Yeah, it's very peaceful out there.
is it?
It's awesome. It's a desert.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Is
awesome.
it?
Yeah.
So is it like you on your motorbike with all this kind of space around you?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Saying earlier.
I have 2 little girl chihuahuas. Bean and Bella. They're awesome. I love them. I spoil them. I inherited them in the breakup with my ex-girlfriend. So.
How's their breath?
Their breath is horrible, but I love it. I don't care. They're awesome. I miss those dogs.
Do you Skype them or anything?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be sweet.
They're cool. They perk up for a second, you know.
Yeah.
Then they're over it. They go back to sleep. But
Where do they sleep when you're at home with them?
on the couch right next to me, or they have a little dog bed right on the floor right next to the couch, or in the bed, whatever. They're always next to me. They just want to be under the covers or right next to me, you know.
They must be such good company.
Oh, they're great. They're really cool.
Have you like taught them to do stuff and
Not really. They just hang out. They're just buddies. They're always just hanging out with me.
do you talk to them? You
Oh,
must
of
do,
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just say a little bit about what's coming up for you guys?
Well, we have the release of Volume 2, Wrong Side of Heaven, Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 2. That comes out the 3rd week in November. Very excited. It's a continuation of the first record. It's basically, you could interchange songs off Volume 1 and Volume 2. We kind of wanted to make 2 well-rounded records and not have like one with 10 songs that were all heavy and 10 that were a different style. We just kind of mixed and matched and made it as, we wanted to take the listener on a journey. You know, I think we've accomplished that. So I'm excited to release Volume 2. I mean, we've been living with the songs now for quite some time. We were in the studio 8 or 9 months, so it's finally seen the light of day, which is awesome for us.
Is there a particular track in it that the whole band has a sort of particular feel for? Or
On
is
Volume 2?
yeah.
What do you think? Battleborn, track 4?
Yeah, maybe Battleborn. It's the second single off, both volumes. It's going to be Battleborn from the second volume. And it's a bit of a left turn for us. It's a different sounding song, but I like that about it. You know?
Can you say why it's different, or do you not want to give the game away?
Well, just it doesn't sound, you know, it's got some different sounds on there, and it's in 3/4 time signature.
It's a different feel, and it just sounds like a more mature Death Punch song, and we're doing a video for it, so that should be coming out here fairly soon.
Who's doing the video? I'm interested who's directing it.
Well, we have a fellow that is part of our team that is editing together a bunch of kind of behind-the-scenes type footage from us interacting with the fans and spending time together backstage and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of like a neat little peek into our world, which I think is ultimately what people are looking to see anyway.
Definitely.
Instead of us, you know, reenacting, you know, Alice in Wonderland.
Thank you very much, guys.
Cool,
You're welcome.
thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Privilege.